Welcome back, drivers. Welcome back, future drivers. Today we'll continue with our lesson. As of today, I'll try to explain a bit more so that most of you will not get lost and you don't need to revise a lot of times. So let's jump straight into it. This is a sign for a motorway. This is a double lane motorway. When driving behind a vehicle that is traveling at a speed of 80 kilometers an hour on a road marked in this manner, is it mandatory to keep a minimum distance of at least 40 kilometers from it? The answer will be yes. This is a sign for a double lane motorway. Next, on a road designated in this matter, does an individual using a mobility aid have priority over vehicles? The answer will be yes. This is because this sign resembles a residential area. We have talked about a residential area on a previous lesson, that in this area, vehicles maximum speed can only be 30 kilometers an hour, and people in this area have priority over vehicles. The next question. When driving on a road that is marked in this manner, do you have the right of way over someone who is using a mobility aid? The answer will be no. This is the same as the previous question, but they just asked about the car's priority. So it's all the same, but just twisted. I hope you understand. On to the next question. In an area designated in this manner, is the rider of an electric scooter entitled to occupy the full width of the roadway? The answer will be no. This is because an electrical scooter can differ sometimes. There are these small bikes which look like motorbikes, which are scooters. Therefore, when it is now an electric scooter, it is more or less regarded as a vehicle. Therefore, it does not have like full priority in this area. Let's move on. On a road designated in this matter, does a person using a mobility aid? Let me explain what a mobility aid is. A mobility aid can be a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair. It can be a non-electric wheelchair. It can be anything which is used to be mobile to people who need it. That's why it's called a mobility aid. Let's read the question. On a road designated in this manner, does a person using a mobility aid have the right to use the full width of the road and have priority over vehicles? The answer will be yes. We have talked about it before. We said residents have priority over vehicles in this area. Next, on a road marked in this way, can you drive a passenger car at least 100 kilometers an hour? Let's check the video. Okay. The sign which is being mentioned is this one. This is the mark which is being mentioned. This is a sign of a motorway. And please be mindful. Sometimes the motorway can be single like this, or it can be like this. This one is a double lane motorway. Therefore, the maximum speed in this motorway is supposed to be more than 100. This is just a refreshment. So let's go back here. This is a single motorway on a road marked in this way. Can you drive a passenger car at a speed of 100 kilometers? The answer will be yes. But if it was more than 100 kilometers, the answer will be no. I hope you understand there. Let's go on 46. On a road, once you go past this sign, can you drive at a speed of 30 kilometers? The sign which is being mentioned is this residential sign. Therefore, the answer is no. Okay. On a road, once you go past this sign, can you drive at a speed of 30 kilometers. In a residential area, my guess is you should drive below 30 kilometers. I think we have to revisit this question again. Next, does the first sign you see here tell you to drive with a speed of 50 kilometers? The first sign we see here, this is just a town sign. This is just entering a town. This is not a built up area. If they were talking about this sign, this is more of like a built up area sign. This sign would automatically mean you have to now drive with a maximum speed of 50 kilometers. But this is more of just a town sign. So this sign does not indicate anything about speed. Therefore, the answer will be no. Let's move on. In this situation, when you are changing lanes, are you obligated to use the turn signal? In this situation, I would want you to make sure every time you are changing lanes, you have to signal always. So the answer will be yes, even when you see the video, you see you are coming from this lane and changing into this lane. Therefore, a signal is always mandatory. Next question. On a road, once you go past this sign, can you drive at a speed limit at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour? The answer will be yes. Okay, so let's put into mind that when we are driving in a residential area, our speed limit should be, let me search for you, residential area speed limit Poland. Okay, in a residential area, the maximum speed you can go is 20 kilometers. So as of now, we now know that our maximum speed should only be 20 kilometers. If we go back on question number 46, on a road, once you go past the sign, can you drive at a speed of 30 kilometers? The answer will be no. Therefore, if we come back at 49, if it's 20 kilometers, the answer will be yes. Let's move on to question number 50. After entering the road marked with these vertical signs, do you have the right to continue driving at a speed of 30 kilometers an hour? From our previous question, we know the maximum speed in a residential area is 20 kilometers an hour. Therefore, in this case, the answer will be no. Let's take a bonus question for today, which is 51. Is it allowed to reverse a vehicle in a place marked with this information sign? Let us see the information sign. They are talking about the tunnel. In a tunnel, you are not allowed to reverse a vehicle because this is dangerous. Therefore, let's just put this into mind. There's no explanation on this. Just know that if you are entering a tunnel, you are not allowed to reverse your vehicle. Okay, thank you for today. I think we'll end here. Please, let it be known that the biggest category in driving is on information signs. Once we finish information signs, we'll be doing small questions but repetitive, which is more about lights, more about safety, more about speed limits, and so on and so on. So we are only left with, let me check for you. We are only left with 140 questions, if I'm not mistaken. But the questions will be repetitive. So after we reach a milestone of 100 questions, we'll do a run through where we'll come from question number 1 up to question number 70. but we won't be explaining too much because we don't want to waste your time. So let's end the video here for today, and we'll see you on the next lesson. Bye bye.